Hey guys, my name is Kelsey.
And my name is Becky.
And we are the Thesorrygirls.
And today we are showing you a little behind the scenes of our filming setup.
This is kind of exciting. I'm like excited about this video.
I love being able to help people, and I remember like years ago when people were trying to figure out how to be good at YouTubing, like it was such a secret on like how to be good at it.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to like, it was competition, I
guess.
guess.
I guess so. No one to reveal how they did what they did. So, but we're here today to tell you how we get this, basically.
And we went to film school. Maybe I shouldn't say that because then it's like, it brings up stuff here, but that's where I like learned some of the things that we know how to do. But there's so many people who just figured it out on their own, which I don't even know.
Yeah, and they almost do it better than we do without 4 years of film school education. So I guess we were showing you how we film this, how we film our tutorials, how we edit, and all that jazz.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Okay, so to start, we're going to show you how we film our basic tutorial that we do pretty much every week. So this is the tripod we use. It's a Manfrotto one. I really don't think they matter too much as long as it just works to hold your camera up. But this one is great for us. So the camera we use is a Canon 5D Mark III, and it is a fairly good camera, and it is a little pricey, so I'm going to tell you now that you definitely don't need this camera. Anything that films in HD is really going to be what you want to have. I think the most important thing when it comes to getting cameras and all that type of equipment is lenses. Really, lenses make the most difference in how clear your image looks and how nice and out of focus things look. So for when we film actual tutorials, we use this one, which is it's a 24 to a 105 lens, and it's really good because it can go so wide. So if we're doing really big projects on the floor, like we're sewing something or cutting out really big shapes, then we can get all of it in the camera. But besides that, this lens isn't my favorite just because it only goes down to a 4 aperture, which means things are less blurry in the background. I would prefer to use a 35 1.4, which is what we use when we film over here. So talking about our actual tutorial setup, we put the camera on the tripod, we extend it fairly as high as it can go, and then you're going to want to tilt it almost, about as low as you can, because we want to try and get that perfect overhead angle so we can see kind of bird's eye view everything that's going on. So we try to use daylight as much as we can. It gives the most natural looking light to your DIY. It gives the best color, the best like overall lighting. So if you can shoot in daylight, I would highly recommend it. We have this huge kind of bay window here, which is awesome for us. It gives us perfect lighting on the floor, so we film right beside the window. The only time we ever really use lights is A, when we're filming ourselves talking, and B, when it's night and we really have to film. But our choice would obviously be to use daylight if we can, so try and do that. And if you're wondering why there's tape on this lens here, it looks a little ghetto, it's because this lens is so heavy that when we do like the overhead angle, it kind of like self-zooms in.
Yeah.
So we need tape to just hold it, from slipping. And this is actual like film tape, which doesn't get your lens all gross. So that's really helpful to have.
So this is our backdrop right now. We kind of just whitewashed a plywood that we got from Home Depot, and we just did that because we weren't liking the look of our floor anymore. This is exactly what we used to film on. So now we just kind of put this guy because we think the white on whatever we're filming looks great. So this is an example of we're DIYing a rope. So basically this is what it looks like on our day-to-day when we're filming. Usually there's a whole bunch of craft supplies thrown out around here,
So from far away, it doesn't look that glamorous, but when I film on camera and all you can see is the white, it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We will insert right now for you.
Yes. And then another funny tidbit, whenever we are starting a DIY, we always go, who has the nicest nails? And that basically determines
who's doing the DIY that week.
Yeah, who's like actually on the ground.
Modeling.
Yeah, hand modeling. And then the other person just stands behind the camera and like starts and stops the camera, focuses, zooms in, while the other person just kind of
does the DIY.
Executes the DIY. Yeah.
Teamwork. So now that we're finished filming our tutorial, we usually move to this setup, which you guys are familiar with, and we do kind of our intro and our outros, telling you what the video is about and saying thanks for watching and all that stuff. So here's how we set up something like this.
All right, so first let's show you guys what we're looking at right now. Here's my other new baby camera, which is not as good. Okay. I have to lean back a bit. So this is exactly what we're looking at right now. So right down here we have our Tascam, which is a, what's it called?
H4n Zoom.
It's called an H4n Zoom, and basically it is recording us as we speak right now, and we just sync that later. We'll show you in a second how we sync. And then this is our camera. It's the same camera we're using before, obviously, but we usually switch to the 35mm lens. And then our same tripod. And then this is a light we just got from Home Depot. So here's the light from behind. And then we also have one in that corner over there.
So basically all that gels are just tiny little sheets of colored plastic. This one here is blue, and this is just like a diffusion lens, which makes it softer. So all that does is just that the light in here is too orange, and it makes it blue, makes it look more like real daylight. And these lights are called clip lights. We got these at Home Depot. They sell them at a lot of hardware stores. They're just clip lights, and they're about 20 bucks. They're really cheap, so if you don't want to spend money on really expensive film lights because you're starting out, don't worry, these actually work perfect. We use them. And there's also one over here, and all this does is lights our background so that we look separate from the background, and just makes everything look like it's lit really well.
Want to talk about our background, Becky?
Speaking of our background, we have just this like plain picture shelf from IKEA, and we put really interesting things on it so that our background looks interesting. Obviously you guys can figure that out. And all we do is when we film is we pull our couch out from the wall a couple feet so that it gives a nice like out of focus effect to the background, so again you stand out more.
Depth of field.
Depth of field. Always something good to think about when you're filming yourself. Make your background look, I guess, as out of focus as possible so that you look more interesting.
You're in focus and you're the...
You're in focus, girlfriend.
Focus point. Focus point. Focus. Get it?
Point of focus.
And then we also want to show you guys what it's like when we start filming, because it's kind of like a funny... Well, it's not funny. This is just how we kind of get everything in motion when we start. So basically, I sit usually, and I'm like, Becky, focus me, and then she...
And then I come over here, and this is our camera again, and so then I come over here and I, you know, just focus on Kelsey. This little thing here, I focus on her. So she's in focus, then I press record, and I come around here.
And then we record on this guy, so now it's recording, and then to sync it all, which we'll show you guys how we do this in post, we go like this. We just clap once, and then we see the spike in both the camera audio and the H4n zoom.
And then I come over here and I join her, and
we always make sure we're sitting level so that one of us isn't out of focus, because that's the worst.
Basically, and then we just start talking.
Ba-da!
That's the magic.
That's the intro and outro magic. And at the beginning and ending of our videos and kind of in between, we have like really nice shots of the DIY or product or whatever kind of we're making that week. So sometimes we do it outside on a rig, which we'll show you in a second, but if we're doing it kind of, if it doesn't involve us or like us modeling something, then we just kind of do it inside usually. And this is what the setup looks like. So really, we just have our TV stand, which is white, thank God, and then a white, our white wall. So then we just put our DIY on our TV stand, and then this is just the tripod and our camera again, and we'll show you a clip of what it looks like right now. It actually looks a lot nicer than it does in real life, doesn't it? It's pretty funny. Hey guys, so we're outside now, and this is when we do our like nice shots, us modeling things or being like, look at our outfit, you know, you get it. So basically we film on a rig, and I will show you what that looks like right now. Becky's holding it.
What's up?
So basically this is our DIY rig, which we built a couple years ago. We get some looks when we go out in public, and we're probably not gonna ever do a tutorial on it just because the materials ended up costing a lot, and it's probably cheaper to just save up and get your own Steadicam rig. And basically that's what it is. So we have the camera on the front that we just kind of like screw in with the
like a nut.
Yeah. And then on the back we have the weights, so that's what kind of helps keep it steady.
Like if you can kind of like almost balance, which you know.
So basically whenever we're filming, we're just kind of guiding the camera instead of like holding it like this and trying to walk, and you get it, you get it. So now we'll show you kind of some nice shots of what it would look like when we film with our camera rig, and we film in 60 frames per second when we're doing outside shots.
Which really gives you that smooth effect.
Yeah, because then we can slow it down in post.
Yeah, and some cameras can film in 60, like this one. Some only film in 24 or 30. You might have to check if you're looking into buying a camera, if that's something you want.
Yeah, and we usually film with the 35mm lens when we're outside, well, when we're filming any kind of nice shots. So let's show you some shots of what it looks like filming with that, and then what it would look like if we didn't have the rig. So now we're at our last step, which is the computer and editing and putting everything together. So let me stand back so you can see this. So basically we use Final Cut Pro 7, which we've had like forever since film school. And this is a nice Mac that Becky's Fam Jam got us. Thank you, Becky's Fam Jam. And then basically for what I was talking about, like the whole clap sync thing, Becky, if you just want to show them kind of like, we find.
So let's drag this clip in, which is us talking. And then getting record.
This is so Inception right now.
So there's the clap noise, put a little marker there.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna open up
It's 4.
this, and then this is our waveform, and you can see this one looks pretty noisy. So it's probably a clap. Go find clap noise, put a marker there as well. And all you have to do is line up the 2 markers. And then you can just, you know, overwrite your old audio, and it should be in sync.
Yeah. You just clap once, and then we see the
Look,
spike.
it's in sync, and our audio is so much better because we used our proper recorder.
Yeah, other than right now, which is probably not the best audio.
But trying to do proper audio with all this is a lot of work.
Yeah, on the move is really hard because we don't have an onboard
Right.
mic right here.
And I mean, this audio isn't the worst. It's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
So next step is going to be editing. So we import all our clips, and they're here. And then we go in and we pull up one clip at a time. So here's our lovely overhead rope shot that we filmed earlier. And we go through the clips in order of what we filmed, and then we write down our steps to do in voiceover. So let's say this clip is get a piece of
rope.
Okay?
Cool.
And then I move on and, you know, to write down all the steps. And then after that, then that's when we go in and record our voiceover. So we use the same mic that we were using before, the H4 and recorder Zoom. And all we do really is we just press record, and then me and Kelsey take turns and we just read off the steps. So I would be like, get a piece of rope.
And then I'd be like, cut your piece of rope. And this is like exactly how we sit. I usually, well, whoever kind of wrote it, doesn't matter. One of us sits here on the edge of the couch, the other person sits in the seat, and we just read off all of the steps.
And then we would bring the audio clips in and match it up to these clips.
Yes, through the whole editing process.
Yeah.
We're not gonna show you guys that because it's a little long. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. It was kind of confusing for us to film because we're like
Filming a camera that we usually film in, but we're filming the camera, and it's like filming 2 things at once.
and it's like intro, outro, but then we also do like the talking part. It's like a super weird video.
But hopefully you guys learned something useful, and hopefully this helps you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, and we will be having more useful videos for you in the future as well.
I hope all of our videos
are useful.
If you like it,
And if you love it, sub it.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.